Peace. Infinite Waters diving deep once again. So people are still looking for the pill Lucy took. It's not coming out till 2050, guys. Brain power, 100%. Now you're flying. You're saying, can I get a hello there? People have been asking me for such a long time to share my views on marijuana, cannabis, pot, weed. What do I think? Can it help with our spiritual growth, our health in general as human beings on planet Earth? I'm not here to say whether it's right or wrong. That's a choice you have to make. But I'll share a unique perspective and I'll give you the bigger picture, because as a psychologist, I have so much experience in dealing with people who smoke marijuana. Also, growing up, I was in a boarding school for a short period of time. They smoked, sometimes they closed the windows, so I got high on their supply. And I tried it a few times, didn't do much for me. So I'm here right now. Cannabis has been used by human beings for thousands of years in ancient times. It is a plant found in Central Asia, but grown all around the world. And the cannabis plant produces a resin which contains compounds called cannabinoids. Now, cannabinoids are fascinating because they have active cannabinoids called delta 9 THC. What does that mean? It means it's a psychoactive drug. So when you are taking cannabis, it's altering your mood, your central nervous system, it's impacting your whole physiology. More so, we have to realize that cannabis is a plant, and all plants are for healing. But at the same time, we have to ask ourselves, healing what? Do we need to be healed? So what I always say is you have to ask yourself, why are you using marijuana in the first place? Because a lot of people start when they're young, so they're impressionable. What this does is we are shaping our identity. So a lot of people might smoke because they're lonely. And now they still do it. But it being a psychoactive drug, it can make you very mellow. Because through neuroplasticity, our brain is changing based on our experience. And through epigenetics, our DNA is changing based on our environment and what we are intaking. So that's why many times if you're smoking a lot of marijuana, you start embodying the same vibrational frequency as the plant itself, which is of unity, peace, joy, serenity. You just want to relax, take it easy. That's great. That's why a lot of children who smoke it, they don't want to go to school, because it is allowing us to tap into other dimensions. We start to see that we're living in a multi-dimensional universe. But we're living in this 3D material world right now. So when you're taking a lot of marijuana, it can be very difficult to adapt back to reality. And many shamans have taken it. It's been used as a gateway because plants are messengers. I've realized that you don't need plants to become your greatest version. You can get that natural high just by eating healthy plant-based foods, going on the journey within, exercising. But at the same time, we have to remind ourselves what these cannabinoids do. There have been numerous studies showing how you can treat cancer through the use of cannabis, it may serve as a potential cure. The Journal of Pharmacology and Experimental Therapies showed how taking cannabis stopped tumors. It had anti-tumor properties. So this is awesome. It also reduces inflammation. It makes the ego dissolve. That's why a lot of times when people are smoking, they start wanting to hug everyone. Not always, but it's a lot of love, it's peace, it's harmony. We are essentially realizing the cosmic truth of oneness. Because a lot of us in this world, there's a reason why a lot of these plants aren't available. Because once you start connecting with them, now you start seeing through the illusion of this 3D dimension. But at the same time, it is very easy to use cannabis as a crutch to spiritual enlightenment. So now it becomes a learned behavior, and you associate cannabis with a higher experience, your higher self. When cannabis, the plant, is only a reminder of who you are. It is not who you are. I say just embrace the sun, and that alone can activate your pineal gland. But at the same time, it is beneficial. It can be used to treat people who have intense pain. Ask yourself, why are you using cannabis? Are you doing it to escape from reality? Because all anxiety is born from the desire to escape the present moment. Many people use cannabis as a coping mechanism because it's a way of escaping the harsh realities of life. At the same time, a lot of people smoke cannabis because they're conscious of what it does in healing the body. Ask yourself, are you a vibrational match to this plant you are using? Not all plants are for everyone. If you are resonating on the same frequency as the plant, then it's a good to go. But if your frequency is lower, now there is not enough resonance. If it's higher, there's not enough resonance. And you may need another plant, or you may just need to go and dive in the ocean. I always remind myself that all we need is love. And many times when people are smoking cannabis, it is all about letting go, releasing resistance. And that is where it excels, because it allows us to surrender. We have to ask ourselves, can we surrender without marijuana? I say yes. I do it. People say, do you smoke? I said, I have to be 100% focused. But at the same time, I practice mindfulness meditation every single day, because cannabis allows you to tap into the present moment. It's almost as if time stops and there is only now. But mindfulness meditation also does the same thing. Now, a lot of us, we have peer pressure growing up. Oh, try this, try that. We don't realize that we've been forming this routine from such a young age, and now it's part of our story. So many times people are taking marijuana not because they want to, but because if they stop, now they lose their identity, which they have created from childhood. So I say, do your own research and question, why do I need this? Can I live without this? Because if you can't, now you become powerless, you feel like a victim. And I definitely feel every plants should be legalized because we are supposed to be living free on the planet, and plants contain information. But at the same time, there was a reason why in ancient times, for instance, ancient Kemet or Egypt, you had people taking the lotus flower to see other worlds. But it was only a few from the priesthood in the mystery schools. Not for everyone, because you have to be prepared. Marijuana relaxes you totally. You feel less stress, but that means less dopamine. So now you can become apathetic. And what happens? We can lose motivation. And that's why to stay focused, to step into that radical action, I have to be aware 100% of what's happening. And to raise my frequency, I am eating natural organic foods. But every plant has its purpose. You have to ask yourself, is it the right time? And do I have the wisdom to partake in this plant? You might be using marijuana to escape from your problems, but I've seen that no plant will take away your problems. It might suppress it, but once you stop smoking it, it reappears. So we have to address whatever we're dealing with head on and not be afraid. Once you let love guide you, you can overcome any obstacle. So if you don't smoke pot, Ralph, what do you do to relax? Well, I skate. I use hemp as an alternative. Now, the hemp plant and the cannabis plant are like siblings. They are from the same species. And the hemp plant has virtually no THC. That means it is not a psychoactive drug. So it won't alter your mood, but you will receive the amazing health benefits. It's a great protein source if you are into a plant-based diet or not. And it improves our cardiovascular health. It's full of zinc. I could go on, but now I'll be spoiling you. Hemp is wonderful. So that's what I use instead of smoking a joint. But to each his or her own. The hemp plant has over 50,000 uses, from cars to clothes. What? Say it again. 50,000. I don't believe it. 50,000. That is saying something about that plant. That's why I use it. Many times I say, life is very simple. Why do we complicate it? But it's about being free. And if it is working for you, I'm happy for you. If it is not, you have to start questioning, why are you using marijuana as a crutch? And become your greatest version. What I'm most fascinated about, though, is that it is potentially a cure for cancer. Now, this information is being suppressed. That could be a big reason why it's illegal in so many countries. So we always have to see behind the agenda to start freeing our minds. Now, we are high. I'm on that natural high, baby. We're here. Infinite waters, diving deep once again. Stay well. Stay healthy.